It's quite interesting to see the resistance that XRP is facing here on a 9-month candle. It is actually right at the tippy top of this prior 9-month bar, and that high is absolutely right up there in the 288, 289 zone. Very curious for us to be resisting there as the talks for the government closure are still looming around us. Can that still happen for us on Wednesday? Can that still push price action for crypto to the upside? Well, so far so good. And I know I did talk about that anxiety money, right? We were talking about anxious money leading towards that upside and leading towards the only market that would be probably open aside from foreign exchange and currencies and all that other good stuff. We still have this looming presence around us. So what is price action going to do? I have a clue here for you. But before we get started, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca, coming at you here at Monday, the 29th, right? And this is going to be at 9:31 p.m. Pacific time. Spot price action on XRP 287.96. We're still tapping at that 288, 289 resistance. And I got to say that there is still a chance, right? There is still a chance for us to kind of break out of this level, even with that pending news. And remember, team, that should the government close happen, I am thinking that we would face some entry, I guess, some entry liquidity for cryptocurrencies, as I'm calling it, anxiety, right? Because that's a lot of people kind of need to trade, right? So that kind of puts a psychological component, or it applies one into the broader market. So now I believe that is probably going to transfer a little bit into cryptocurrency, and so far that thesis has been proven okay, right? It's still not correct. I am thinking that this is very, very much an area of inflection that has to be broken. But here's a hint. The 9-month time frame, I know not a lot of people talk about this. In fact, I would probably be the only channel that would ever speak to you about macro closures like this. The 9-month bar, look at the closing time of it. It shows 19 hours and 27 minutes, right? So what does that mean? Well, that means that roughly around between 9 and 10 days to the closing of this bar here, you would start getting a decompression to the 50% of the to the 50% or 30 to 50% of its own bar, right? It'll decompress, and it's done that pretty nicely. Given that we have these 19 hours to go, right? That means that we're going to be facing the decompression of not only the 9-month bar, but also the quarterly bar. And check out that quarterly. So this would be roughly around 3 days prior to the closing of this, around 75 to maybe 80 hours prior to the closing of this bar, there would be a decompression. So it is absolutely working. In fact, we've been sitting here so long that it actually decompressed earlier than the average time, which statistically means that we are set to kind of let loose on the rubber band, right? So if we're, if we're holding that rubber band and we're pulling it, right, that tension can only go so far. So we have to kind of let loose or kind of let it go, right? So that it can, release its own pressure. So that pressure came in early, prematurely. So in this case, we are in a statistical advantage for this thing to actually come right back up to where it was sitting. That's presently the thesis, and it's something that I've actually came up with here for, it's a long time coming, right? It's a time confluence, the cascading of time. So this is really cool, because then now it introduces the monthly time frame with that same exact close, right? So check that out, 19 hours. Now, the monthly time frame has usually about a day. So that would be around 25 hours prior to the closing of the bar. Will there be a decompression to its 50%? And we're at 19 hours and 24. So that's it. It already started, right? And in fact, it's so deep that this may actually create what a lot of people love to see at the bottom of a trend, and that's your inverted hammer. on what appears to be a bull flag. Well, okay, that's sounding pretty nice and all, but do we have anything to support it? Well, I do think so, guys. I'm not betting that the markets are going to close. There's no way that I can bet that the markets are going to close. I can't do that. But should it close, that's one potential there, right? There's also the pushing. I think one of my trading members actually notified me about the opening of the ETFs. I think for XRP that was going to come in a little earlier. I'm not sure if that's true, or I'm not sure if it's even validated just yet. So go ahead and let me know in the comments below if that's actually true. So if that is true, my goodness, we are facing a potential change here sooner than what we think, and that would be very much prevalent to the immediate short-term price action or the next few days here. Because remember, the closure would happen on Wednesday. So let's see. The one more thing to know about that the last time we closed under the same president, right? That the last time that happened, we were closed. American equities were closed for just about 35 days. So let's let that kind of sink in just a little bit, right, guys? A quick little warning here, team. Please, when you join the Arca Bulls trading team, don't answer to anyone that appears to be like me, because I promise, and I will solidify it here and forever from now, that I will not reach out to you first. I will never send you a message first, and I will certainly not ask you what crypto you're trading, because really the only ones that I'm really covering here are typically XRP, and then maybe some BTC, maybe some just very basic stuff. So just know that, okay, guys? I only have one profile in on X, right, on Twitter X. I only have one. There's no two profiles. I only have my one Discord, and I only have my one YouTube channel, which is the one that you're observing now. Okay, team, so heads up. Do not let them. Master students, you are going to be starting your classes here in just around 3 weeks, so make sure to hit the description below and sign up. Enroll. We are at the back to school. We are at the back to school event. Can't say that. And I would like for you guys to get your early start. Make sure the seats do not run out on you. It's just about $100 for a nine-week mentorship live with me. And then we'll introduce you to the rest of the things. Right, guys? But anyway, let's go ahead and come back here towards the XRP price and find out if we could actually identify some of the targets. So if we are within that retracement window of your monthly time frame, your 50% upside from here should already be starting, which it did, right? It started from the 270s or the 269. So this is us moving, decompressing towards the 50%, which would be at around 290, 278. We have a clean resistance raw price at 291. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that 291. I think it was around 291.7 or 291.6, so we'll just go ahead and leave it there. That's presently where we're going, and we've already tapped at it. Should we break out of that target, guys, we should be making our way into this next zone here, 299.79. A lot of you know this target very well. 299.79 to the resistance. This is a very confluent resistance here, guys, and that would be rough. You know what? I know what to do. I think I could use it like, yeah, oh my goodness, I could. Nice, and it's a quarter of the way right at this point too. Very interesting. All right, so these would be the resistance targets that we would run into next. Should it be that we can fly above the 291 area, we need to make sure that we can close some, I'd say a minimum 8-hour closure above that zone in order for us to have this continuation to that upside. Furthermore, now that we know these macro targets, usually we just want to go ahead and just kind of validate the continuation from that. And should we be able to do that, well, we're going to have to use a couple of tools here. And those of you who know, right, that's going to be linear volatility versus stochastic momentum. So let's go ahead and take that into consideration now. Let's see. Let's go into, yeah, you know what? We're going to take it into a micro time frame and observe what the is happening here. By minute time frame shows that we have a massive amount of consolidation here, right? Still looking a little bullish, I guess. You know, it doesn't look like the most complex thing in the world, but it does look like it has a kind of an inverse head and shoulders here, and Not to mention that it is kind of in a broadening wedge formation too. So yeah, I expect price action to be making its way here pretty soon, and I'd say that the topside target would actually indicate yeah, just about your 289 zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. This should be happening here over the next couple hours. I haven't even validated just yet, but I kind of can sort of see it. And that's using just raw price. Okay, so upside bias with major contraction here. So we still have upside here on the 2-minute time frame. Let's see. 3 minutes still has upside, critical contraction. 4 minutes upside. 5 minutes still has that upside. 10 minutes up. We're still looking at an upside here on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, it's looking okay. So 20-minute time frame is still moving on up. This is your 30-minute time frame looking good. It already retraced the prior bar 50%, and that would give us a 1 hour total of upside, which would put us at a current ATR top of roughly 289.68. Check it out. We are sitting at 289.03. Top side 289.34, looking pretty damn good if you ask me. So discretion is meeting for the short-term target with statistics. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here you go, guys. I'm going to leave that there for now. And what else do we have to kind of say here? Let's see. So if we do have that hourly time frame making it all the way up there, I'm good. This thing is suggesting downside from there, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So downside would probably be very short-lived, if not already done. So it's still leading on to the downside here into the 6. Almost there. Almost there. There you go. So it would be just roughly about, yeah, either a day or 2 days of downside. I would say that daily time frame downside may have already happened. So that would be a current ATR low of 276.52. We came down to 286. Let's see, your bi-daily low would have been 270. Yeah, same thing, 286. Yeah, guys, I think the downside may have already happened here, and we could start making our way up pretty soon here towards those targets of the upside. We have the what else is closing right now? 15-minute time frame, and the hourly bar is going to be closing here pretty soon, and that would be, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, entry conditions, I guess, could maybe be right around this area here, 287 to roughly around that 287.59. Feels like we'll get a retrace here. Are we getting a bi-hourly too? Bi-hourly time frame. Where are you? No, 3 hours time frame. Let's see. Nope. And the 4-hour time frame already closed. This is why we're going towards the upside. And it looks like we have just about an hour left on the 6-hour bar, and that is decompressing towards that center very much early. If this continues into these targets here, guys, the new support will be based at around that 288.34 before we continue towards the upside again and start tapping on that 289 or maybe even 293. Who knows, guys? So this is looking okay. Oh, that's right. That's why we have the 291.74. Nice. Okay, so let's see if this all happens by the, maybe by, I don't know, intraday, traditional hours, this next trading session, or maybe by midday. I wouldn't even doubt that it can happen overnight, but it's just, there's a lot of risk off right now considering all the, all the crazy crap happening. So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, make sure to reach out to me at arcabulls@gmail.com, and we shall speak very Jerry Scary Larry soon. All right, team? Adios, and yeah. Adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very good rest of your night and or day. And I'll catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios, team.